So what is Fractal's overall philosophy?
You know, basically our philosophy is this. From a design standpoint, it's Scandinavian, it's minimalistic, you know, it's less is more sort of thing. And with that, I mean, what we really focus on first is the design, you know, from a functional standpoint, also from a stylistic standpoint. But we also incorporate value into that. You know, we are not the most expensive product on the market, but at the same point in time, we're not the cheapest. We just try to be the best. We try to be a very solid value.
Using like quality components and doing it for the best price possible.
Yeah, exactly.
Maintaining that quality.
Yeah, exactly. Because it's always something you got to balance, right? Like, okay, we could probably make a case out of gold that really transfers heat really well. And how many people are going to buy a $42,000 case, aside from you?
Snoop Lion.
Yeah. But other than that.
He already had one custom made, I think.
Yeah, that's just how he rolls.
With his face on it.
I've got 2 of them.
Snoop Lion special edition cases.
Yep, exactly. Well, and then there's one of me, like on a unicorn, shirtless, shooting rainbows.
That's not for sale on the website?
It's on Craigslist.
So, speaking of you on Craigslist, how did you get started in this industry?
Let's see here. So, way back when, you know, sometime in my early 50s, you know, I decided I wanted to get into computers. I always kind of dabbled with them.
All right.
And it was kind of odd, actually. I, believe it or not, saw an ad in a magazine for like a window case, and it was like $34. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's so cheap. I could build a computer. You know, all the wrong reasons to get into it, right? Like, I can do it cheaper than anybody else.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that kind of went from a hobby to a business, and then I started Biohazard Computer Systems, and we were a boutique system builder, and then we went to the opposite end of the spectrum, and we did very high-end systems, you know, custom airbrushing. We were really known for our cooling, though. We did everything from air cooling to liquid cooling to phase change. Yeah, we did that. We did pelts and techs and things like that. And then basically I did that for about 8 years, 9 years. And then was looking to get out of that, just kind of run its course.
And were you building a lot of systems yourself, or were you just like managing?
Both, yeah. I mean, I do like a lot of the system design. And then
9 hats.
When you're done, it's like, oh, why did I make that so difficult? I mean, that looks really cool, but if I have to build more of these, this is going to suck.
And then you're like, people are buying them, and you see like, oh, we're making money. Oh, I got to build more.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
first world problem.
Yeah, exactly. That's my problem. I had to work too much.
Yeah.
But so, you know, I kind of, that ran its course. I was ready to get out of it to do something different. I really wanted to focus because, you know, when you own your own company, you wear like 15 different hats, and you're always doing 15, 20 different things. So about that time, I was kind of looking around the industry, and I got some offers from different places, and Fractal popped up. And the thing that I liked was, you know, it's a small enough company to where like what you do can make a difference, right? As opposed to going and being like one of 100 monkeys in a room somewhere kicking out corporate-y type
like
stuff.
They're small. You allowed to tell me how big is the company as far as personnel goes?
We're a private company, so I don't know if I can give you exact numbers, but like I said, it's doubled in the amount of time that I was there, and it was already in double digits when I started. So yeah, so it's sizable for what we do.
A few small handfuls, then I'll say.
There we go. That works.
And I'll say that because I'm guessing.
Yes, and you're very good at guessing. It's a hypothesis.
Will Fractal be developing their stance in the fan department further?
The Sun Series are too great. Okay. So, yeah, I mean, we're constantly working on innovating those products. You know, the one disclaimer I've got to kick out right now is, like any hardware company, I can't really comment on things that are in development specifically. But, yeah, I mean, we're always looking to innovate things just by virtue of the fact that we have the Sun Series R2, which was the, you know, succession to the R1. Yeah, we do have things in the works that will be coming out. It's not always evolutionary. Sometimes it's revolutionary. It might be a different direction. But, yeah, just stay tuned. We'll definitely have some stuff out.
Now, there's going to be a few questions like that, and I think that'll be the answer for us. So,
unfortunately, yeah, as much as I love to spill all my secrets right now, I'd also like to have a job next Monday. So
yeah, that might be good.
Yeah, it helps.
Are you allowed to comment on any of the unique stuff that you're working on in the testing lab? Server home, PC related?
Yeah, it's all unique and awesome, and buy it when it comes out. That's pretty much about it. We're making unicorns in there.
Okay, I'm going to have to skip all of the questions about future products.
I can tell you, what I can tell you about that, though, is when you guys come to us with questions like this or suggestions, whether it's on our Facebook page or in the forums that we monitor, things like that, we do listen. It does get back to our product developers. And while we can't incorporate everything that's suggested, obviously the more we see things that you guys want, that's what we do. I mean, if you look at the R4 got a window, the Archimedes R2 got a window almost solely because of our fans requesting it.
Yeah, they were making their own.
Yeah, I mean, like the #1 mod on the Arc MIDI was, side panel windows. Even people putting tempered glass panels on the side of the case. So, very hard to ignore. We want to make sure we address that one.
Now, here's something. Speaking of that exact thing, this is from Beyond Night. He said, "Why in the hell can't I find a Windows side panel for my Define R4 to be added separately since it's listed on their website, et cetera, et cetera?" Where can he find one, basically?
Okay, so if you want a windowed side panel for your Define R4, I mean, obviously it depends on region. If you're in the U.S., a good place to check would be ncix.us. I know they've started carrying it. Obviously, we work with a lot of the major retailers, but there's always a ramp up. And, sometimes with accessories and things like that, they can tend to be a little bit more picky, especially if they're selling the solid panel and the window panel. The mentality there might be like, well, why didn't you buy a window panel? So we try to address that as much as possible. If not, you can always call our tech support or contact us via our website.
Can they buy right through your website, or
we don't sell direct at this time?
Take cash in an envelope or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. If we do a little rendezvous in the parking lot, kind of walk by subtle, that type of thing. Yeah, you're well versed in that, or so I've heard.
Craigslist transactions. All right, what's your favorite of the current case lineup and why? This is from Tim Fusion.
Well, Tim Fusion, my personal favorite would probably be the Arc MIDI R2. I mean, it's a toss-up, right? Arc MIDI R2 or Node 304. The Arc MIDI R2, I select the advancements that we put into place, a lot of which, again, came from our fans, and the liquid cooling support. Node 304, I think, is just a sleek-looking little case. It's very compact compared to some of the competition out there. I don't think people realize how small it is. Yeah, and the thing is, too, it's like, I mean, we always take gambles, right? I mean, it's like, oh, it's a minimalistic case. It's boring. It's like, well, we chose to forego the optical drive. And, you're going to make some people happy. You're going to make other people angry. And, why
are people using optical drives? Why? I don't understand.
Air supply CDs, man. I've got an awesome collection of those.
You haven't digitized them yet?
Oh, no, not yet. I mean, it's just like, it used to be better on vinyl. I mean, on CD.
I can see like maybe a vinyl, slot for your computer. That would be cool because that's coming back these days.
We're actually bringing back the Laserdisc player.
All right, next question.
Segue.
Yeah, I'm the master of segues. So
yes, exactly. I've seen you riding one. It's pretty epic. It's like polo, but like really bad polo.
I have no segue for this.
Okay.
Will they ever be bold enough to do a 90-degree rotated motherboard tray? This is from Z-Train. So he wants like 90-degree tilted motherboard tray.
Okay, so again, I can't comment on things that may or may not be in development. So boom, I got that out of the way. Yeah. Again, we do look at this stuff. So if you remember back when they went from like the ATX to like the BTX form factor, and it was like inverted, and then they had all the problems with the heat pipes and stuff because they weren't wicked, they weren't designed for the motherboards to be positioned upside down. You don't really get that issue so much with the 90-degree rotation. However, there is still some limitations when it comes to a design standpoint. Also, we have not actually seen an overwhelming demand for it. So, the demand that we're going to answer first is whatever's overwhelming.
So if you get like a gazillion emails about
it. I mean, we had a bunch of people telling us like, oh man, I would love to have a 90-degree, rotated motherboard design. Yeah, we're definitely going to listen to that. So keep doing that. I mean, do exactly that. Let us know what you want. I mean, that all makes it back to the product development team.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, they will sit around and they will get in their closed circles and tell their friends that they want that.
Yeah.
So you're saying, is there like someone on your website you can actually click to email and send you guys stuff?
Yeah, on our contact us page. I mean, you pick down, sales or marketing or whatever, or even tech support, email any of those departments. And I mean, like I said, all that stuff gets read, all that stuff gets looked at and, passed up the food chain, so to speak.
All right, will they ever make a Bluetooth fan controller? I absolutely need to control my fans via my phone. I'm not sure if this is a troll or if he's serious or not.
Pretty sure it's a troll.
But
should we address it anyway?
Do you feel like it? Whatever.
Sure,
what do you feel? Only if you feel like it.
Oh man, I'm easy like Sunday morning. That's just how I do. Yeah. Honestly, again, the way it works out is I would say that's probably the first request we've ever had for a Bluetooth fan controller.
He can build his own with an Arduino, like Wendell was saying.
I mean, honestly, if you want to control your fans from here as opposed to putting your hand down here and controlling them,
my phone was here. I want it here.
Yeah, exactly. And I understand that.
If I'm in the other room, I want to be able to
tone it down or ramp it up or whatever. Yeah, because that makes a lot. I mean, hey, everybody has reasons for what they want, right? So
you're invalidating his emotions.
No. I completely support your decision to believe that that's a good idea.
Most motherboards have a really amazing fan controller these days anyway.
And we also make a really amazing fan controller. 36 watts per channel. So, we beef that
And
thing
you
up.
can power you could power like a floor fan.
That's what we're working on right now. It's all floor box fans, 8,000 CFM.
Taped onto a node. Yeah. Woo. Yeah, I've seen it in the wild.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, a bunch of questions from NJM.
Holy cow.
Yeah, we'll answer a couple of these. What's your favorite color?
My favorite color? Cheesy. Yes, I know. Black. And that's not because I work at Fractal. Yeah. My car's black. Like black colors, black cup, black video card.
He says, do you like metal? Are you a metalhead? What type of music do you like?
Oh, I was going to be like, aluminum's good. I like steel. Yeah, I listen to a little bit of everything. Let's see here. My favorite band,
subject.
a little old school, probably Live.
Oh, yeah, live?
Yeah.
They were like Guns N' Roses without the hair.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Or
what
that
I was
really
thinking.
long ponytail.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember them, I think.
Let's go through the rest. Do I watch the tech? Actually, yes, I do. Okay.
You drove all the way down here now to be on the tech because you do not watch it.
Yeah, exactly. What's this tech? You spelled it wrong.
Okay, where did you work before Fractal Design?
I own my own boutique system builder called Biohazard Computer Systems. We focused on high-end systems, liquid cooling, phase change, that sort of thing. So I've been in the industry for probably about 10 years. Again, back when I was in my 50s is when I started.
Yeah. I'm not going to answer. I mean, I'm not even going to make you answer these next two questions because I think we've already answered those.
Yeah.
Lighting effects from Fractal.
Same sort of thing. Can't comment on anything, but nothing's impossible.
And he wants leaks and designs for future plans. I'm just going to keep on scrolling because it ain't going to happen. Why doesn't Fractal use 200 or 230 millimeter fans?
Okay, again, it's going to come back to demand. Obviously, that drives a lot of what we do, but also what we've seen is more of an interest in 120, 140 setup for, I guess, rad accommodation, like in a 240 or 280 setup. So that's been what we've been addressing more.
Okay.
Fair enough?
Yep. Are you ready for some Fury?
Oh, I'm
Talking
ready.
about Nick Fury.
Oh, I'm ready.
This is going to be a tough one. Let's see if you can answer this. All right. Will you buy back my Newegg purchase and cover the shipping? And then he's listed his review here from Newegg.
Okay.
He wants to know if it's a factory second. Pros, the price. Cons, one of the side panel thumb screws was cross-threaded. One of the latches for the fold-down panel covering the front fans arrived broken, leaving me with an askew fan cover.
Okay.
How did this, he wants to know, did this pass quality control inspection with 9 question marks? So I'm not trying to make fun of you. We're just,
Okay.
sounds like he's got the fury.
Yeah, it's his last name, so he's got to be good at it. So, honestly, to answer that, I'm sorry that you got a bad sample. We do everything we can to make sure that our customers get the best quality product. And actually, our QA standards are very high as far as the industry goes. We test upwards of 20% of what's coming off the assembly line. And
Like, I guess when they're looking at,
yeah. So, like, if it's 20%, like every 5th case that comes off, they go through and they QA it. And our QA list is, like, mind-numbingly long. It's like, probably at least 2 pages of check this, check this, check this, check that. And it's different for each case based on the different features of each case. So, I guess at face value, maybe that doesn't seem like much. But when you look at what an assembly line looks like running and asking people to do that, that's actually a pretty tall order. And we do stand on that.
I imagine they were like, you want us to do what?
Yeah, do what? Do what now? Yeah, they don't exactly love it, but we force
It's not the right
it.
accent, but it works.
Well, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. But, the thing is, as hard as you try, something's always going to slip through, right? And obviously, Nick got, a negative experience. So with that, the first thing I would tell you is, in every single one of our cases in the U.S. inside the case box, and I believe worldwide, we have, with the owner's manual, there's like this big red sheet that says, stop. If you have any issues, contact our tech support team. In the U.S., it's local U.S.-based tech support. Give them a call, shoot them an email, and they will take care of you. I mean,
That sounds like a pretty easy fix. I mean, it's a thumb screw.
Yeah.
And a broken panel.
Yeah, exactly. Like if the chassis itself was somehow dented, or if FedEx played rugby with it, contact us. We'll still take care of that if we have to. And in a lot of times,
they do this all the time.
oh yeah, I mean, like you should see some of the stuff where it's like we tried to replicate some of the damage. It's like I think a forklift backed over that. But
I got a computer shipped to New York, and the thing came reboxed and wrapped in tape. It looked like it fell out of an airplane.
the best thing is they don't tell you either. It's like,
Well, it showed up about a month late, and it was like two-day express. And they lost it. I called them, and in the long story short, finally they found it, and it just showed up like with an overnight sticker on it from Florida, like
overnight after a month. That makes up for it.
Yeah,
We upgraded you.
yeah. So I think it fell out of the helicopter or something. I don't even know. Anyway,
Yeah, but I mean, basically that's the biggest thing. If a problem does happen, as much as we hate for that to happen, it is law of averages, right? Something's gonna go wrong. just give us a call and we'll make it right. I mean, if you look at our Facebook page, we get comments from our fans a lot that say, like, hey, actually, your tech support is really good. You guys replied quickly and you actually fixed my problem and you sent me the parts I needed, sometimes even more than that, just to make sure that there wasn't an issue. So as unfortunate as it is, give us a chance to make it right and we will.
How you enjoying that hotel?
So to back up a little bit, Logan, in an attempt to be helpful, I'm saying, like, okay, I'll come down there. I'll hang out with you guys. That'll be cool. Where are you guys located? Where should I stay? Dude, check this place out. It's the best place down there. Beats any chain hotel, because I'm all about mom and pop shops and go America. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that sounds legit.
Go individual.
Yeah, exactly. So I booked the room at the bed and breakfast at the place that Logan recommended. And I come down and I check in, and it's quaint. It's a bed and breakfast. It's a nice older place. That's
Other
great.
vendors, this is where you're going to be staying.
Yeah, so take heed.
There's no choice. I mean, if you want to come
take heed. I'm giving you guys some.
you have to
some
sign a
heads
contract
up
that says you'll stay there.
here. The kickbacks go right to
Yeah.
you, right? So I go check in. I check into my room. It's huge. It's great and everything like that. And the proprietor goes, "So what time you want breakfast?" I'm like, "Well, I don't know. I don't want to get up to 8 a.m. Okay, 8 a.m. Then we'll have breakfast ready for you at 8 a.m. And sounds good. Come down, hang out with you. And I'm like, so yeah, I checked into that place. First things I was like, yeah, I always wonder what that's like. I've never been there. I'm like, why'd you recommend it? He's like, well, I talked to this guy downtown. What was his name? I don't know. I was
Just some
in a
guy on the
restaurant.
street. He seemed like he knew what he was doing because
He lived on the street. Why would you ask him about? Maybe he knows.
I don't know.
So anyway, we do some videos. We hang out. Next morning, I get up for breakfast, head downstairs about 8 o'clock because I don't want to be late. I really don't even want to eat breakfast at that point in time, but I don't want to be mad
the guy
at
is
me.
getting up to make breakfast.
Yeah,
for
as
you.
it was, I had a key to the front door, and I got in kind of late last night. And
Yeah.
I felt like I kind of did sneak into my dad's place, like all quiet, going up the stairs.
Creaky wooden boards and all that.
Yeah, it's like a 120-year-old house, kind of hard to be ninja in there. So I go downstairs, and they have a long breakfast table laid out, and then they have like this little bistro table with a 2-place setting. I'm thinking, oh, maybe that's for some other guests. That's nice.
Yeah.
Would you like some coffee? I'm sure I'll take coffee. So, and then he puts it down on the little bistro table.
Right there in the little table.
The little table with 2-place settings. I'm like, okay, I'm here by myself. He's like, oh, the other girl, she'll be down in a minute. What? He's like, yeah, the other tenant, she'll be down in just a minute. And then he walks off, and I'm like, okay, I'm about to have a very intimate breakfast with someone I don't even know. So she comes down. As she rounds a corner, she sees the situation of me sitting at a table, a very small table. And I see her in like half a second, judge the situation.
But I wonder
like,
if she thought that you set that up.
yeah,
it was right, or
exactly.
like,
Hey, man, here's
that girl
a 20
upstairs,
spot.
so-
Yeah. So she sees it, and she's like, so she sits down. He's like, I'll let you two introduce yourselves so I don't mess it up.
And you're wearing a wedding ring.
Yeah, exactly.
You're like, where?
Hey. Yeah. So I'm like, hi, I'm Josh. Hi, I'm Jesse. And then we have like the unbelievably loudest breakfast on the face of the earth. Now, it's quiet in there because neither one of us are talking to each other. We're doing like the antisocial check our cell phones like repeatedly.
Yeah.
Because I get a lot of emails at 7.
Every time you look up, you feel like you're closer, like the table's
Yeah,
getting
it's-
smaller. What's happening?
And so the first thing we have is like yogurt and granola that is like evidently freeze-dried and shellacked granola. And so it's like,
like eating glass.
We're trying to be quiet, and it's like, hush, hush. Sorry, clink, clink, hush. So
Staring at each other.
we
Or
sit
not,
there,
or not.
and it's hard to, like, when you're this close, trying not to make eye contact is like, so anyway.
You get
so-
a pro if you live in New York, like, in subways and stuff. But
Yeah, you get pro, but down here, not so much. So then finally she's like, do you mind if I read at the table? I'm like, no, that's fine. About 10 seconds into that, I'm like, so are we still supposed to pretend this is not the most awkward breakfast we've ever had in our lives? She's like, oh, thank God. I didn't know what to say. This is so weird. So, and then it gets better because my room
All right.
was rented out.
yeah.
And then I got moved to her room because she was leaving, which I didn't think was a problem. And I went from the Hunter room
Yeah.
at this particular establishment to the Bell room.
Hunter to Bell. All
Yeah,
right.
Hunter to Bell.
Yeah.
Hunter to Bell. And I walk into Bell, and
Like Southern Bell, right?
very Southern Bell. It's like floral print bedspread, a bunch of doilies, like heavy on the doilies. I'm putting my clothes in this like pink flower printed. I'm
Dwelling.
secure in my masculinity. I
Yeah.
can rock this. So then as I'm putting my clothes into the pink and floral print wardrobe,
Yeah.
looking at like women's living magazines that are sitting there on the counter.
Yeah.
It's okay. But yeah, so then the bathroom was pink, and it has a flower shower curtain. So I have breakfast tomorrow at 8 a.m. and you're invited if you want to come experience the awkwardness.
Will there be a table just for the two of us, or do you think she'll be there?
That would be less awkward. It would be much less awkward. So anyway, to all you vendors that will be coming down here to hang out with Logan, rent out all the rooms. Just rent them all, and it'll be less awkward in the morning. Seriously, just rent all.
I'm going to plant people in those other rooms.
Find the crazy village idiot like, hey, man, I got a room for you tonight.
Yeah. Hey, man, you sleeping down here on this bench? Let me just...
Let me upgrade you the presidential suite.
Yeah, your breakfast is at 8, by the way. You're going to be sitting with the red-headed gentleman downstairs.
Then you're going to go downstairs and remove all the chairs, so just one chair. Guess we have to snuggle. Why are both place settings on this side of the table?
So, yeah, that's pretty much how it's going to be.
Yeah, so thank you for the recommendation.
All right, so closing statements. What do you got?
Closing statements. Okay.
This better be good. Everybody's waiting. I mean, look at them all. Can you...
I see one. I see one. Hey, Wendell.
That's Wendell.
How's it going?
What's up?
I'm not Wendell. I didn't even talk about hardware today. But so basically what I'd like to say is keep up the good work. I mean, we watch your forums, and that's where we get a lot of our ideas.
So from these guys here.
Yes, exactly. I mean, from our fans, from even people that say negative stuff, right? Everything is constructive. Most things are constructive. But, you know, appreciate you having me down here.
That was awesome, actually.
Yeah, it's actually
thought it was going to suck.
It's probably been great for you to meet me. I mean, I am awesome. But yeah, honestly, it's a great experience to be down here. It's cool to get in with the culture. And, you know, like I Facebooked today, like, guess where we're at? And it blew up. Oh, my God, you're the tech. You're with Logan. It's like, it's not that cool. I mean, it's
I think Paul and Kyle got in there, too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Paul and Kyle from Newegg, we're sending a few messages in.
Yeah, I'll have to read those later.
Yeah, they're private. They're very private. But no, thank you for having me. Honestly, this has been great. And like I said, we do look to the community for direction. You know, we are obviously always working on developing new products, but your feedback helps us. So even if it's things like Nick had a problem, I mean, we're more than happy to listen to it. And we'll fix it. And if it's new products that you want, let us know what you want. That's what we're making the cases for you. And we're making the power supplies for you. And all the other stuff I can't talk about is for you.
Was that a double entendre? We're making the cases for you?
Yes, it is.
We're making the case for you to make
the case
for him to make cases.
And let's make a case about it. We'll put it in a case. Wrap it in the case. Just in case.
Just in case.
Just in case.
Yeah. So head over to the forums. That's where we hang out. And, you know, now we know that Fractal looks at the forums too, so you guys can send stuff to Fractal. If you want to send stuff directly to me, inbox at techsyndicate.com. See you next time.
Yeah, you know, with the experience I've had, my first cell phone had a rotary dial. I mean, that's just how I did it. You know, it's ding, ding, ding.
Like, hold on, I'm gonna.
Yeah, it wasn't even speed dial. It's just like that guy's number was 7. There was only 10 phone numbers at that time. That's what it was like.
Life was different, much different back then.
You try building a computer without electricity. It's tough getting it to post.
All right, let's pick a couple.
Why is Josh so pretty? Well, that's kind of a given.
That's not on there.
Oh. Didn't post it.
I think it said you were.
No, I mean what?
You were creating accounts just to ask
questions.
questions.
Why is Josh so awesome? Says default player.
I'm a scientist.
Mad scientist.
I'm a scientist.
No, he's not.